Yeah. No.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Right. Music on here. What's going on, y'all? What's today? Sunday, right? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's enjoying their holiday weekend. Weather is nice and hot outside. Hey, hey, Jerry. What's up, Suburbia? What's going on? What's going on? I miss y'all. I used to talk to y'all, see y'all for a couple days. Right. Y'all. Man, what is going on? Okay. Let me bring one of my homegirls up here and see what she got going on, see what she talking about. What's up, my girl Candy Love?
Hey, Inga. Is my mic okay? Is it
It's
loud?
good.
It's good?
There you
Okay.
go. Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
I got a
Okay.
new mic, so I'm trying to get used to it. And, I don't want to be screaming in nobody's ear. But hey, y'all. Hey, Suburbia.
Yeah.
Soggy. Charles.
Oh, wait a minute.
Glittery.
No hands up now. I have to go watch y'all three. All right.
No, Suburbia. You stay right here and watch. I'll watch us, and then you go back and watch them people. You watching us right now. You can catch them later. Hey, Derry.
Hey, Dairy. All right. Miss Kira, hello.
And then you go back and watch them people.
Happy Sunday.
Hey, Miss Kira.
I don't know if she's there. All right. Miss Kira.
Hey.
Oh, wait a minute. Do somebody got something on in the
Happy
background?
Sunday. I just gotta get myself together in 1 second and I'll be on camera.
Okay. Yeah, I
Can
thought
you
I
hear me?
heard did somebody got another YouTube or something in the background? Something like
Hold
that.
on. I can hear you. Can hear me.
I
I
think
can
I
hear you.
turned my let me make sure I got turn my phone and all
Now
Yeah,
I
I
can
always
hear
turn my volume
you.
down.
hang on a
Because
second.
I'll be watching, trying to get it extra
Yeah, I turned
time on
mine.
there.
Yeah, I know that's right. I need all them watch hours.
Okay.
Yeah, because I be looking, I'm like, oh, I'll be forever getting some watch hours. Good Lord. Hang on, y'all. Wait a minute.
You got to make it do what it do. Get it how you get it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What's
Right.
going on here? Wait a
Hi,
minute.
Kira.
Hey.
I'm having
Ooh, my
issues.
face is hot and sweaty. Hold on. Let me clean my
Yeah,
face
it's
off.
hot
1
today,
second.
y'all. But I like the heat. The heat don't bother me. The heat don't bother me. Let me see. Hang on a second. As a, Tamika.
Hey y'all, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right. So I got to turn the volume down on the phone so it won't be disturbed. Okay. Hey, Tori, Sterling, Sonia's mom. That you got a long name there, girl. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You
I'll
gotta
be
do
telling
something
her, please change your name. I'm going to
like
change it when I go over there later on today.
yeah, you need abbreviation or something, It's too long. But we know who you are. We love you. Okay, y'all.
How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
All
I've been
right, all
resting
right,
today.
all right.
I'm I've been resting today. It's much needed rest. Well, I'm telling you, I didn't realize I needed that rest. I said,
That's how it be sometimes. Your body will definitely let you
I felt
know.
like my body had just shut down. I really needed the rest. I didn't do much. I didn't do nothing today.
Okay. That's
Me
how I
either.
was yesterday. Today I've been busy. Busy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was up super late last night, so I think that's probably what it is too. So
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
were. Because
yeah,
I think you text me at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this morning. I was like, what Ava
yeah,
doing up this time of morning?
I'm a night out anyway, but I didn't get home till late, so I missed the trivia. I got to go back and do the rewatch because I didn't get home in time for that to make that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, sometimes you can't make them all. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But y'all, I'm telling you, this documentary, y'all, it's called The Pillowcase Murders.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who hadn't seen it on not Peacock, Paramount Plus, and
Yes.
I hadn't personally heard about it
Mm-hmm.
until Tamika and I was talking one day, and we saw it, and I said, "Oh," Tamika told me about it, and I said, "Oh man, I gotta check this out." Then when I did I always go down my damn rabbit hole and
Mm-hmm.
Googles, and I read this story before I even watched the documentary. I started Googling the story, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is absolutely crazy. And then as I started watching this, y'all, I took
Mm-hmm.
this very personal. I took
Yeah.
this very personal because I have an 80-year-old mother. She's 82 and
Mm-hmm.
she lives by herself. So I'll get into all my stuff about that, but that I'm just saying that I was so pissed off, you know, I was so pissed off that I really wanted. Luckily, this person is not even around no more because I wanted to show up to the jail and punch him in his nose, just
Mm-hmm.
just for the stuff that he did to these people, and
Yeah.
it just
Mm-hmm.
so without I mean we're gonna go into the thing, but which I think about just overall the whole thing because that sure pissed me off anyway.
Yeah, this was a doozy. I mean, I had came across it when I was looking for the things, what you should be watching that I'll be putting up. And I was like, well, wait a minute now. What the heck is going on here? I felt like it was familiar, but I didn't know everything. But then when
Right.
I did the same thing. I was Googling before I even, watched it. But just hearing about that, I was like, now, what the hell going on here? Like, this is definitely crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What you think, Miss
Yeah.
Kara?
I agree. And his reasoning behind it, I was like, wait, what? And you just so
He ain't had no
carelessly just
reason. He was still
money, but
denying the stuff all the way until the
well, that
end.
Right.
yeah.
He never admitted that he did anything.
I was
He
And it
so
was
make
dumbfounded. I was
cold.
like,
and it make it so bad. Because when I was first seeing this, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know who the person was. You see the trailer. Okay.
Yeah.
right.
And I was like, when Tamika showed me, I saw the trailer. And then I said, that was before I did the rabbit hole. And then I see who it was.
Mm-hmm.
But at first I just saw the trailer. I didn't see the person's face.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, this probably one of these these as Shayna would say, clear people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not like this, but like
I had
this.
hoped.
I thought it was
I
one of
had
them,
hoped. But
And I
no.
said, look, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, one of those other serial
Yeah.
killer kind of guys,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, John Wayne Gacy. It's a whole bunch of them famous serial
Right.
killers. So I thought it was one of them, which I like them stories too, even though they gruesome, but I don't know what it is about serial killer stories. I do like those documentaries. So I'm thinking it's that. But when I saw that this dude looked like us, I said,
Mm-hmm.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Not to say that we can't do these things because we do.
Yeah,
But
because
I'm
we
saying,
do
but I was
too. Yeah.
still, I just was,
Yeah.
I said, and you going around doing this to wealthy or well-to-do white women's old
Mm-hmm.
white women. I mean, yeah, is Candy there or is she? Oh no, I think she had to step away. Um, because that thing, that thing just really irritated me. Let me see. I only got just a couple of just to guide us along, and then we can wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me get that off there. Okay. I just took a couple little pictures just to guide us along, and I wanted to show like some of the victims and things because it wasn't because it's so much but this guy, I'm telling you, he is lucky that somebody, one of the people, and this is in Dallas, Texas. He was,
Yes.
and they are open carry state. He
Yeah.
lucky one of them didn't get their hammer and go pow pow on them, one of those family members.
Right.
Because they was angry and they had every right to be angry. They
Yeah, they did. They was
day they
felt by a
angry.
lot of people. I
It was
mean,
failed by everybody, not just him.
yeah.
The system failed those people.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so many people fell down. So this just some of the old ladies and victims, just I mean, he did dozens of them.
because
They said
that was
over
another
20 women, maybe, and there's one man.
right.
It was one man, and the rest of them was all old, elderly white women. It was except for one
Right.
Asian lady, and
yeah, and just because of the way that it went, and I mean, this does make your skin crawl. It's something that could happen to anybody anywhere because
anywhere,
he's pretending to be either a medical professional or a maintenance person,
Right.
and anybody could be that. You know what I mean? And I know they do cons in my neighborhood with the electric. It's like everybody pretty much knows about it now, but they'll knock at your door and be like, "Oh, we're gonna give you this, sell on the electric bill and blah blah." And generally, you would know the people that's your maintenance, but they can have people that fill in for the maintenance, so it wouldn't be so hard to think like, "Oh, okay, that's just somebody that's here about maintenance today." You're not gonna think twice about it, so it's like it really makes you really nervous. Like even my mom lives in a senior type of living place, right? It's not an assisted living, but it's like senior housing where because they're retired, according to their income and that whole thing. And she's that type of person, just like some of these women that they were showing. She be out more than me. She go to the casino. Like they was
that. I was
living a best life.
Because
they was out here chilling.
Right. My mother's not in the she's not in a nursing home senior, and she's in a regular apartment. You could move in the same building she live in,
right?
Because she don't want to move, and she, I wish we want her to. She's 82. She really don't need to be over there in a regular apartment.
They like being independent. That's what.
Yeah, they want to be independent.
But she, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just going to die here. All this kind of stuff. But that's how they do it. 82, and then trying to fight with them about it. And sometimes I just said, something, I'm gonna stop arguing with her about it. Or not argue, but like go back and forth about it. And in fact, I even said something to her yesterday, not about this, but it was I definitely never gonna mention this to her. That would, but I was just over there with her yesterday.
Right.
And I said to her, you don't need to be living over here. I said, you need to move. I said, and she was there. I ain't going nowhere. Would you stop talking about, it just happened yesterday with this going back and forth about moving stuff, but I think about it. She's 82. She's walking with a cane. She can't drive anymore. She moves slower. So she can't go out unless one of us, me or my sisters or somebody take her somewhere. So she could easily and I do deliveries for her. Amazon, I deliver stuff, have stuff delivered to her. Instacart, sometimes her groceries. If I'm not able to bring the groceries, I do the Instacart. So she does have sometimes, but she had to open her door, or maintenance because she's in an apartment. Sometimes maintenance have to come in there and do something in there. And this type of thing could happen. That's why hits me off. It upset me. Like I said, oh my God, this could happen. Now, like I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how he started out too. He started out being a healthcare worker and working with older people. So he kind of like picked on things and was able to scope them out.
Yeah, I mean, his name is Billy.
Definitely
what's his name? Billy Shamir Mir. Shamir Mir posed as a handyman to get into elderly women's upscale assisted living homes and smother them to death and steal their valuables. Now, remember, Tamika, I called you after I watched the first episode. Y'all, I called Tamika and I said, Girl, this thing is getting them. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, it'll
I said,
get
I
you
am
every
so
time.
mad with this guy. And I was like, my first reaction was to, oh, well, did we lose Candy? Oh, what happened?
Yeah,
I think so. I think she was having problems with her. She'll probably be back.
My first reaction, like I even said that to Tamika, was, why these people got their mothers and whatnot in these places instead of having them at home with them, and but my first reaction was like, why you got them in assisted living or not, it was like assisted living, but it really was more upscale. It's more independent living.
It's definitely upscale,
and it was upscale, and you see it was upscale, and the people had money. These people that poor people based on your income, type of stuff. Like,
no, those places are very expensive.
Yes,
so I said, but why wouldn't these family members, the daughters, the sons, the whoever, had their mother in the
Sometimes they request that though. Sometimes they don't want to live up under you.
Right.
Exactly. I said my first reaction was to judge. I did say my first reaction was to judge them. I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad at the family. Like, I could have said, but then I said to myself, then I had to think about it, and I said, no, well, we don't know everybody's circumstance. It could be.
I think one of the ladies did say that she felt bad that her mom, she didn't have her mom staying with her.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of them still want to feel like I'm on my own. I'm taking care of myself. I got my own spot. But then you're supposed to have certain help just in case you need it. But it's not like a situation where they're bedbound and they couldn't get around and they couldn't do things for themselves. They just maybe needed like a little assistance. Because I've worked in a lot of me and Inga was talking about that behind the scenes. I've worked in a lot of assisted living and nursing homes. And so when I initially was thinking about it, I even pictured it in a completely different way. And then sitting down watching it, I'm like, well, this ain't your usual, regular assisted living. These places look really nice.
The places I used to work at, back in the day, like when I was young, like in my 20s or so, I worked in a nursing home where like a real nursing home where people with, like bedridden and sick and stuff like that. Then I also worked in assisted livings, but however, they still was people who were not on the best income levels. You know what I mean? People was, it was, but these people didn't have no financial struggle. Didn't look, you couldn't afford to stay there.
Yeah, you could tell they had money.
They had money.
Even before they showed us, because some of them places that their kids lived in looked like mansions, and you definitely could see that the place they was in looked really, really good, which is why I guess he targeted, because he figured this is going to be an easy target, and he knew that these was people that had money and had jewelry and stuff like that.
Right. Let me let Katie jump in her opinion. What you think about this thing when you initially first saw the trailer or saw anything about it or whatever?
Well, when I first watched it, I was like, what in the heck is going on? Why all the old people dying? If y'all hear some background, it's my washing machine going. But then, like, I think one of the parents was missing a Rolex, this fine jewelry, and I'm like, hold a minute, these are rich people that are dying. These are not poor or everyday people that are dying. And please let it not be one of us that's doing it. And I'd be doggone. I said, I'll be John.
That's what I said. I was hoping they was like this and not like this. It's like I was mad, but I know we do these things too. But
I was upset with him. I was like, sir.
Oh man, please. I wanted to jump through my TV.
And honestly, I thought it was the guy that worked there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said honestly, when it first started, I thought, because it was a brown guy then too, I thought it was the guy that worked there that kept saying, "Oh, they old, they be hiding their money and da 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 da."
Oh yeah, he was.
I thought it was him.
You would assume that it's somebody that's already working there, because we've even seen stories in the past where it's been people that's working there, even doctors and nurses, right?
Well, remember they thought it was the paramedics who did something. The lady's wedding ring or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. So some of the victims here, it's just some of them. I mean, he was going around always on that going to that 4th floor. They said
yes. And the thing about it is that you would have thought he wouldn't. I mean, it's horrible no matter what. But you would have thought he would have branched off and went to different places. He was staying in the same areas, and he was even taking out people that was connected, that was friends that knew each other. It was like, what the hell?
Look at this. Look at these. These are 4 different assisted living places he went to.
And a short time span,
he went around to 4 different assisted living places, plus the Asian lady.
Right.
He went to her home and got 2 of them. They home and got them. Over 2 or 3 of them. I know 2 or 3 of them to their home because he was. And this is another thing, ladies. Particularly people who are like our mothers and dads and our grandmamas who are still on their own. And if they go out, well, my mother can't go out on her own, but my dad is still active to go out on his own. But if they're going to the Walmart, this sucker was going around following that Asian lady in the Walmart, all up and down the aisles, acting like he buying something, and he was following her. I mean, he was preying on that woman.
Yeah,
follow her over to her
did that
house.
To all of them.
He did that to another lady too.
You know, some of these things we're not gonna be able to avoid no matter what, but you definitely got to try your best to keep your head on a swivel and be paying attention. Like years ago in my building, unfortunately, I actually did have an older lady that was taken out. Somebody said that it was a pizza delivery, and she opened the door and they found her in her apartment. Just a couple of weeks ago, it was a trending video from my neighborhood where this guy grabbed up this lady, and it's like, I'm always going to the store at night. So my girlfriend, a bunch of people were sending me the video, be careful. And I'm like, oh God. So it's crazy things.
I think it happen at all ages, but what makes this so
but
these ladies are on their age.
Exactly. And then it seemed like
they were helpless. They were using walkers, canes, wheelchairs. They was helping. I mean, that just bothered me.
Yeah, it seemed like he was able to get away with it more because when this was happening, it seemed like they was just saying, but I kind of don't understand, but I don't understand because I'm thinking when you doing autopsy, even if it initially looked like, oh, they just fell, because they were saying some people, they just fell. They might have had a heart attack, a stroke. They were saying it was natural causes. But once you do the autopsy, unless I'm assuming they didn't do autopsies on every single person, I would think, the signs of them being smothered is going to show up. But
the thing is, to me,
I don't think they did autopsies on all
I don't
of
think
them.
so either.
But they were all, if you notice, each case that we saw, the woman was laying the face down, like, on her face, hands out like that. Like it was, everybody was in the same position. Like,
exactly.
It wasn't like somebody was on their back or somebody, except for that one man they did show, Solomon, something his name was. He had blood everywhere.
But then a couple of them had blood everywhere, but they said, "Oh, blood thinners, medication, all kinds of weird stuff." Like, "Oh, they touched this."
I mean, his looked like a bloodbath though. That one guy, that one guy, his looked like a bloodbath. Like so you could tell it was a struggle. And on his, you could really tell it was a struggle.
Was how the people that worked there didn't notify the family. I don't know if y'all said this earlier because my headset went out. They didn't notify the families. They didn't, how things happen at the child's school.
They notified them. They told them that your mother died. That's it.
It would have been something saying like, "Hey, we had this happen." But they're not telling that.
They
don't want to lose
lying about
exactly. Yeah, we didn't speak on that specifically, but in general, we were saying that it was a lot of people that failed them. There was a lot of intricate parts that had they all been paying attention and communicating with each other, it wouldn't have went on as long as it did.
And honestly, that one man that took a picture of his license plate, they wouldn't have had nothing.
Right. And then the other lady had to have her grandson come there to, to calm her down. Like the daughter said, had I known, something like, something was going to happen, I would have took her home. Well, I think it was when a friend passed away or something.
Yes.
Like something like that. It should be like an email blast or something.
Yeah. They didn't want to do that because they didn't want to lose their.
No.
Yeah, that's what started giving me chills because they was complaining and they was starting to hear some of the stories.
Come on now, if you know that somebody, every other person, every other day if somebody died, and then I know, of course, we know old people die, but this was like boom, 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 and you going to multiple memorials. It was too suspicious. But the family members was being at first.
They were like, "Oh, they're old."
No, but I'm glad the family members did not fall for that. They kept fighting. It was not the family who was the issue. It was the facilities. It was 4 different facilities
and the authorities
and the authorities. You know, they didn't want to do. Nobody cared because these were old people. You know,
because I think one of the daughters was asking like what's the statistics on deaths in the center and stuff like that, like natural causes. And prior to this man coming there, it was like 1 a year or something like that. And now all of a sudden they're just like staggered back to back to back. So
and look, this guy goes to 4 different facilities, and these were all upscale in Dallas, Texas. This was insane.
But the thing that they didn't have the doors locked, like anybody could walk in.
No. What about no cameras either, Candy? No security.
It's like they wanted something to happen, but because to me, if you don't want something to happen, you will put those preventative measures in place. But if you don't care what happens, you don't do anything. Like they didn't do anything. They didn't put the locks on the doors. They didn't have cameras installed. They didn't have adequate security for these families or these people.
It just all boils down to money. They didn't want to spend. They wanted to pocket the money, but they didn't want to spend the money.
They didn't want to spend the money. They just wanted to get money, because for that type of upscale place, you would think that they would have those things. And even when they started getting the calls, and I don't know, one daughter talked about sending out different messages and coming and putting the flowers. Oh, well, we don't want your flyers up. Okay, you don't have to have my flyers up. How about you put some up of your own? And you actually do some things to prevent this from, being so damn easy to happen. Because I know they even mentioned a new company had took over, and so they didn't have whatever information from the previous company. We don't care about that. We just want you to fix what's going on. Like, about it now.
Remember, they were using the scripting. Like, if somebody calls and asks, like, go off of this script, tell them like, oh, we're sorry, nothing. And I'm like, you just lying in these people's face.
Let's give a shout out to that white security officer who worked at that one place, and him and some other security guys. They took that dude down. They gave him a 2-piece and a biscuit.
For real,
down because the people who they worked with wasn't doing nothing. So they said, we're gonna take it upon ourselves. So a bunch of them, they grabbed him. They saw him coming, and they grabbed him. Okay, where's this doc streaming? Struggle said it is on
Paramount.
No,
Paramount.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount.
Yes,
I just gave it a wrong one.
It's called PILLOWCASE.
Yeah, this thing was crazy. It was ridiculous.
And it's a true story. Struggle. It's a true story. And you can Google and find all the information. It's wild. And this guy just targeted all these elderly, and some elderly white women too. And that's the thing. I said, I'm surprised.
That's the ones that had the money to be in those facilities.
And this is what got me there. I said, this is a black man who did this, and this do not help white people how they think about us. Nope. I'm not saying nobody's racist, but they have a certain stigma about us, especially the black men. And now I'm wondering in their real life how they feel about when they see a black man.
Yeah, because the first time when they said it was a black or a brown maintenance person, I was like, are we being racist? Are we for real? And then I was like, no, they're really for real. They're really for real.
No, yeah, that's who they were seeing. And the thing about it is a couple different people saw him, and then they was like, I didn't think nothing of it because he's saying, I'm here for therapy. I'm here to, check freaking leaks. And it's like, oh, okay, that's usual. People do be here to do that.
Because he was charged with the inner working.
He was always
yeah. Oh, well, because he worked in places, so he knew how to get around. He knew the right words to say.
Exactly.
And he was charged with 20.
But some of them did find it. Some of them did find it weird, and they was mentioning it to their friends and family because they was like, "Well, he was well dressed. It was something strange about him. He coming in a suit, but he wearing these damn gloves."
shiny
Yeah.
shoes. He looked like he going to church. He was dressed
Right.
you know, he
Why
was
you got
dressed to the
blood
nines.
on? I mean, I know you don't want
And that's
fingerprints,
it
but
was that one
Fingerprints.
caregiver lady. She was questioning him, you know. I mean, and look at this, it's multiple people. Multiple
That's
people.
the ones, and that's
I
only the
mean,
ones I feel like we know about.
That's what
these are
I
the ones
said.
we
I
know
think
about.
that's the ones that they know about. I feel like it
Yeah.
could be more because I
More.
really wasn't expecting it to be this many when they said it. I mean,
That they
you
said
know,
they were
one
going
is
through
two,
like
but
400 cases or something like that.
yeah, and this was from 2016 to 2018. I think that's the ones he got caught on, honestly.
Because he didn't get convicted until 2020 during the pandemic. And
Mhm.
and this is another reason why I agree with the families that they're upset. When they only charged him for the 2 that they could get him
That
on,
Mhm.
pissed
and the
me
rest of them they
off.
Mhm.
dismissed. And so one lady said, by you dismissing that means you're dismissing my mother and all the other victims,
Yeah,
Right.
you know.
because they
Yeah,
had
because it
11
was
other
like,
indictments.
And she said, and their name
yeah.
don't even appear on the case docket. It's just a number.
Just a
Right.
So they
number.
just reduced
Yeah.
down to a
Because
number.
originally he was arrested for the 22, but then he only got it convicted on 2. And I was like, well, wait a minute, because I heard them say we went to court the first time, you know, and that looked good. And then when we went back, we was not expecting that they was just gonna go for the 2. And it's like, okay, well, we'll let the families make a statement, and that's fine for them to make a statement, but I don't agree with that. And they said they got the legalities of it, but it was like, are you freaking kidding me?
I
yeah,
would have been pursuing
I
that. We
would
would
have
have had
been.
to
Yeah.
do.
And
We
that
would have had
one,
to do individual civil suits, because that's the point where I have
wait,
finally started to calm down. And then you
yeah,
tell
I
me
would
you
have been
throwing out
suing.
11 indictments,
Well,
and
I
then the
hope that
2
right
that they did
now,
were nursing homes.
I hope right now they're still currently suing those nursing places. You know, those
As
facilities.
they
Yeah.
But, you
should.
know, because this man, they ain't had no money. I mean, he come from Africa. He's an African man. Oh, and let's talk about something else too before we. This
Hmm.
man, how he treated his
His woman.
girlfriend.
Mhm.
Yes, and he like he
Abusive.
DV her, didn't he? Like
Mhm.
the R word to her, right? And then she got pregnant and all that. And he didn't want nothing to do with the baby. That lady, she had no idea this stuff was going on. I believe her too. I don't believe she knew nothing about it. You know, because half the time I think he wasn't even around. So she
Yeah,
didn't know what
I
was
don't
going
know.
on.
He
I
was
mean,
spending his money
I felt bad for
in the
her
strip
too.
club, so to speak, right? That's what he
Right.
was all the money was to go over there and spend it. I was like, that's what we were doing this for, to sell these people jewelry and go to the strip club or to whatever club he was going to.
Yeah,
He couldn't even
being
he couldn't
fake.
even. Oh, go ahead, Candy. I'm sorry.
I think he was being fake. He wasn't being him. He wasn't being real. He was
No,
just putting up, pulling up a facade in front of people that don't even really care about you, sir. Like they don't
know
care about
nothing
you.
about
Why
you.
you acting like that? They're not even thinking about you.
He could not. He never like when they said, "Well, the money and the jury matched to a T," and then
Yes.
he still was like, "Oh no, that's my money," or "I got that jury
Mm-hmm.
from somewhere else," and he was coming up with all this stuff.
Because he
So
would
this
either do it
guy,
the
Yeah,
same day or like the
I'm
day
sorry.
after. I was like, what? First of all, you're not
Yeah.
spacing times out. Then when you go in to cash the jewelry out, you're doing it the same day or the next day. I was like, this is just so sloppy.
That's
And
yeah,
he
what I'm
still didn't
saying. For
listen to
him to
court.
have got away with it as long as he did, he wasn't very smart because he was going to the damn local, pawn shop for gold and diamonds or whatever, literally taking it there, putting your name on it. Part of how they was able to catch him, like you said, was the man that got the license plate, but also because one of the victims ended up surviving and she was able to
yes,
give
I
them
was
the
gonna say that too.
breakdown. That's a big
I
part
was
of the
gonna say
reason.
that
Mhm.
lady was 90 years old. Thank goodness she was smart. She stayed face down and she did not move. And because he left out the apartment, then he came back. And good thing she didn't move.
Mhm.
And she said she played possum. She played dead.
Yep.
Like, and good thing she did. And that lady was able to point him out. And then
Yep.
what about the other lady? He beat her face all up. That lady had blood and bruises all over. I'm like, who could do that to an elderly? You know, I'm gonna tell you, it's a special place in hell for you mess with babies, children, and stuff, and old people. I don't
Yeah, I
you
don't
Mhm.
mess with
play that.
nobody.
I'll fight about an old person because I always say
No,
that could
you
be
know,
my
if I
daggone
see you mess with a
grandmother
Right.
or
child or old person,
grandfather.
we are fighting. I mean,
Yeah.
oh my god, that just that's burned me up. And then, like I said, I took it personal because I have an 82-year-old mother who's home alone, got her, and man, I'm telling you, y'all, I'll be on this thing screaming and going crazy. if I tell y'all that something happened like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, I definitely don't play that. I got
Yeah,
into it with somebody in the bank for doing that, and nobody else wasn't saying nothing. I was like, "Oh hell no, not on my watch." Mm-mm.
yeah.
mm-mm. I'm not even gonna sit there and watch nobody snatch no old lady pocketbook or push an old lady down or old man. I don't care if it's a man. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't play those games because that's somebody's mama, somebody's grandmama, somebody's great grandma, whatever the case may be. They
But you
belong
only
to
doing it
somebody.
because they can't fight back. They can't help themselves. They
That's
can't
why.
do
That's why
anything.
he messed with. That's why people
Yeah,
mess
that's
with
why he
kids, and
bothered.
that's why people mess with elderly people because they're vulnerable. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
because if it
me.
had been like one of us, we would have, even if we got hurt in the process, but they gonna get bit, scratched, punched, something. We still got some strength in us to do something.
Right.
They don't have the
Yeah,
strength. A
scars and
child and an
scratches on
elderly
there.
person don't have the strength to do that. You
Yeah,
know, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it
yeah,
was
this
weird
was
though.
sick. And
'Cause
then,
he
oh, and
was
this
just,
Asian lady, I just want to say something about
Oh,
her. She had,
look,
remember,
the
she had all
security
them $2
officer.
bills. That Asian lady had all them $2 bills,
yeah,
and he ended up having all the same $2 bills. Most people don't get $2 bills. That's a unique thing you have to get from the bank.
yeah.
You can't just get
Mhm.
them at the
Absolutely. Yeah,
ATM. You
yeah,
have to go to
yeah.
the bank and ask for $2
hmm
bill.
And they
And
were
she
Inga,
said
look
that.
at that comment in the chat.
Oh,
Josh
oh, right
Alman.
here. What he said? Thank you for the. Oh, okay. Oh, I was a security.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, Josh.
All right. Thank
Yes.
you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I gave you the shout out. We all gave you the shout out because you and your other co-workers, y'all took that dude down and gave him a 2-piece. And I love it. Thank you so much. And it is so sad that y'all had to do that. And the
Yep. The
facilities
Yeah.
that y'all
authorities.
worked at wasn't doing their job. So thank
Nothing. He
you
did
for
most
that.
Yes.
of the work. The leg worked for
Oh
them.
Yes.
my
He
God.
spent
That
less
made
time
me,
than they did,
man.
and that was
Oh
Mhm.
my
crazy.
goodness. You know, yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
Josh,
thank you.
we're very upset by this thing, even though
Yeah.
it's over and
Yeah.
it's over
He
with,
was
but it's
bothered
not
by it
really.
too because I think he wasn't allowed to talk about it for a
Yes,
while.
Yeah.
you did more than your best. You should,
Mhm.
oh,
Yes.
you should be proud
Absolutely.
of yourself.
Yeah,
You
I
should
think
Mm-hmm.
be
he did
proud
more
of
than the
Mhm.
yourself.
officers did in a short amount of time than what they did. Like it took them to
Right.
figure it out, but he figured it out in no time.
Yep.
You know, he put two and two together real quick. But that's the mindset of us versus them. You know, then law enforcement, they
Mhm.
have to do it by the book or whatever. I don't know what they have
Yep.
to do, but a lot of times the normal common person figures out things before law enforcement does. I don't understand why,
Yeah.
but thank
Yeah,
you
well,
guys.
you
It
know,
Thank
does happen. Yeah.
the facility that
I
Josh
guess they
probably
don't want to
worked
lock
at,
you
and the
up if
other
you don't
one.
have no good evidence, but
Right.
no.
In the facility that Josh worked at and the other places, the other facility places, they didn't want to take no responsibility. They didn't want to, get
Yeah.
sued and
Yeah.
anything like that. And then one of them to this day
Yeah, they
is
don't want to admit
still
to anything.
is denying stuff and not trying to. I feel at the
Right.
end
So
he will
not
say,
being you held accountable. Yeah. It's
"Yeah,
like, oh no, that wasn't us, and we didn't know. And the cops was saying that it was, natural causes, so it was
Natural cause.
no way that we could have known. Mm-hmm.
look
Because
at
that
him.
was
right,
a lot of them
Yeah.
didn't have autopsies, and I think that was the easiest way for them to
Yes.
handle it, especially since it
Yes.
was somebody older, so they didn't have to do investigating and
Mm-hmm.
paperwork and all of that stuff. So
Right.
And that's sad that they do it
But
switch
and
it.
this is
another
what I was
common
saying."
denominator was the jury being missing.
Oh,
Like a lot of people had
I was just
jury.
about to say that, but you in my head. I
Mhm.
just want to say, why did that first case get a mistrial? Who was this? Said one jury held out. Like, who was that
one,
person?
I said it got to be all of them. One,
But they only would. See, the thing is that they didn't charge for 22 of the murders. It was only for two.
two,
But still, they
but
should have had no
they had
mistrial.
the other. I think they said 11 indictments, but they ended up throwing those. Well, I'll say throwing them
All of
out.
them, every last one of them got thrown out, except for the two that he got convicted
And
of.
the
And he
two
did
that he
get
got
life in
convicted of
prison.
where they were in the home, those weren't even in the facilities. So that,
No, they were in their home. There was the Miss Harris, the Asian lady, and
mhm.
there was another lady. I don't want to disrespect. I don't remember her name. Oh wait a minute, Josh said something.
Oh, the doctor.
Okay, we found out they don't do autopsies for people under
Right.
65 unless there's a specific reason. Oh,
Yeah,
see,
that's what I figured. Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
the only thing that makes sense. Once they would have did the autopsy, it would have showed that there's a struggle. That they was suffocated and things of that nature. And
yeah,
even when he was talking to the survivor in the hospital, they did say initially talking to her, you didn't really see bruises, but then later on, you could see the bruise underneath her eyes, around her nose, and you could see
That
the
lady, that one lady looked like she been in a
Yes.
ring with Mike Tyson. She had so many bruises on her
But I was
face.
glad
Her
she was
nose
able
was
to
one
fight
lady's nose was
back.
broke, right? Her nose was broke because he held the
Yeah.
pillow down so hard on her face. You
Yeah.
And the
know,
family to fight for them to go back and reverse on the death certificate so that it wouldn't say it was natural causes. They had to dig up some people. I said, Lord, that's a lot.
Yeah, they really had to fight hard, man. They had to fight
crazy.
hard.
Josh, I want
That
to
made
ask
it even more horrible.
Josh, if you're still here, I want to ask you: are the families suing any of the facilities that you know of? That's for civil, on the civil side, because they need to. I mean, they still, it's not too late. They can still do it,
civil
you know.
suits.
Yeah,
Yes,
they could do something because
you know.
that's not
And
right.
then, but thank you for the man, the other cellmate who took him out. Thank you to that man, even though he's a murderer himself. But I thank him for taking this dude out. He in 2023, last year, this murderer was beaten, stabbed to death by another cellmate because he made inappropriate sexual comments about the man's children.
This don't surprise me because I mean it's something that does happen in prisons. Usually when you mess with kids or you mess with old people and things of that, they be the first ones that they come after while they in there, let alone you say one wrong thing, they already ain't gonna be feeling
he probably said something to the fact that he was gonna do something to that man's children. And regardless, even though that man was a murderer, you ain't gonna say nothing about my daggone kids, so yeah, and he beat him and stabbed, and I think, look, I'm glad
he answered you, Inga.
Okay, wait a minute. Did he? Where is that? This one here. I believe okay, I believe all facilities got sued. The tradition and the families are still in litigation right now. So in fact, yes, and it takes a long time, but at least they still
going. It does take a long time, unfortunately.
Yeah. What about that one lady who stood outside with a sign that said this place murdered my, what is it? What she say something about this place had my mother murdered or something? She was standing out there letting people know. And another
they had no security, I think it's
they still had no security and they still had no cameras. Like even after you found out everything, you still have not updated anything to make the place more secure for whoever's living there. That's just bonkers.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for doing the Lord's work, John. Thank you. I agree with Candy on that one. I agree with that. I mean, and I thank these family members because they've really been fighting these
and that's a lot of stress.
You see that how they had all the paperwork, they had all the detail, they had the binder. They were, because a lot of people would have just said, "Oh, okay, well, my mother died or my dad died, moved on," but no, they said we are not letting this go. I loved it. I loved that they
as they should. I know that that's not easy. You already grieving the person, then you find out is this horrific way, and especially not saying the other ones is not saying the other, all of them are important, but the one that kind of like touched me a lot was, and I'm sorry because I don't remember the individual names of everybody. But I know that her mom had like told her about him coming, about him creeping her out. The grandson came there and all that, stayed with her. And she's like, I know that when he came back, she knew that this was about to be the end for her. And even the one that survived, she was like, I'm not scared to go. I know I gotta go, but I don't want to go that way. Like, oh God, that's so horrible.
Yeah.
And then the couple, I think that was one of the ones that he got indicted for. That remember he was in their home and he was taking care of the husband, and then when the husband passed, he preyed on the wife. I said,
yes.
Yeah, he was so bold.
He was using like somebody else's identity.
And I wanted to say something about that place called Tradition. That the judge talking about, that place was I think probably the worst one. That's the one at the end when they put a little statement out. They still denying stuff. They still denying that.
Is that the one that the former? He was like a former football player.
I think they the one. I could be wrong, but I think they the one that still denying.
Yeah, the former. But I was gonna say, I don't know if y'all mentioned it earlier, but when the guy, oh gosh, my mind slips me. I think it was maybe the third murder. When the lady was like, 2 of my friends have passed. I need to go get checked out. And the doctor said she was fine. And then she died a couple of days later. But she was taken out a couple of days later.
Yeah, that's what made it crazier, because these people knew each other. They was partying with each other, and then like they was very active. They was getting up, going
friends.
to different gatherings, going shopping, having their stuff delivered. And a lot of the times they was either just coming in from shopping or just had their delivery dropped off, so they didn't even get to put their stuff away. And he coming knocking right behind. Oh God,
he pushing the door in, banging on the door, and then pushing the door in and pushing his way in there.
That was sad.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see what Josh said here. Yes, the tradition, he killed the most people at the daughter with the sign. Her mom lived it. Yeah, that lady with the sign. And I like that she did that too. She was like warning people that don't come to this place. And remember, one lady came out and said, I'm moving my mother out today, or whatever she said. One lady said, no, my mother.
Yeah, I know that's right.
I would have definitely moved my mother out. You would have been living at home with me, And I know, and that's another reason why I feel so bad for the families, because now they got that guilt on them.
Yeah,
they got to carry into the rest of their life.
Yeah, you always wondering, like, could I do this?
We picked the place for my mother. We picked this place for her.
Right. Thinking that it was a good place, and she seemed like she was super excited, to see the setup and be like, okay, this is gonna be my spot.
And then they're telling you that they're secure, and then they're not.
Right.
Yeah, because they had the commercial. The commercial was just perfect. We have
one lady, she was even in all shores and everything.
I agree with you, Candy. The commercials was, if we saw the commercial, we would think, oh, this is a nice place. Let me go check it out. It might be, we would have thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And they did that by design. That's what they do in all these places.
And then you're doing the best thing you can, because they want their autonomy. They want to be independent, but you just want them to have some type of security. They could be around their friends and socialize. And then you think you're doing the best thing and not having them in your house sitting there bored. And there's no protection.
Or you might still be, or they might still been working and no one's home in the day. Somebody need to be home to make sure they got their medicine and eat a lunch and stuff like that. So I understand. First, I wanted to judge the people, because I was like, why y'all got means? Why y'all not having your mother or father home with y'all?
They have like better quality of life.
I know my first reaction was to judge. Then I changed it up really quickly, and I said, this everybody got a circumstance, so I'm not. I'm not judging. I ain't judging these family members at all, because I can understand.
You have to think, my grandmother is almost 90 and she is not trying to go in one of them places. She'll probably be like do the same. She has her house, but she wants to move south. But she's like, I just want a townhouse, a condo. She doesn't want to live in one of those type of places, but she still wants to be on her own. She doesn't want to stay with my mom. She wants to be able to move around and do things that she needs to do. So
Right. I was telling Tamika when we talked about
not being independent. They don't like that.
I'm sorry, say it, Candy. What'd you say?
I'm saying, like, the older people, they don't like not being independent. They want to still have some, because they don't want to feel like depending on somebody to take them here or do things for them. They still want to be independent and be amongst people that they're, their age. They don't want to be.
I understand. Like I said, my mother can't go out and do things on her own, but she still don't want to live on. She doesn't want to come.
Definitely.
It's three of us. She don't want to come live with any of us. She'll spend a night, a day or two, and then she's like,
Then she like, I'm ready to go home. Yeah, even my grandmother, when she used to come here to visit, man, listen, she said it's time to go. It's time to go.
Horror stories, but it
definitely is like working in a nursing home. I know it from both ends, from family members, that's been in and out of hospitals and facilities, to me working in different hospitals, nursing homes,
I've seen both sides of it.
And I know that it could be some crazy things that go down there. But this take it to the whole nother level with this, but it's all different kind of crazy stories. And I just have always, just on my part, have tried to treat those people as best as I can, because I'm like, one day somebody got to take care of me. Or like I said, if it's my mom, my grandmother, whoever, I want them to be taken care of in a certain way. So I didn't play that. If I seen a doctor or a nurse that was out of line, don't let me see it, because I'm reporting it. Okay, I've
gotten into it with staff members. I
treat them the best that I can, but I just, this is disgusting. It really is. I don't like it.
And my grandfather, and he's passed on now, but he used to be in a nursing home, and in his case, it was an actual nursing home, because he was bedridden. He couldn't, you had to do everything for him. So he couldn't walk, nothing. So but still, even with that, my dad and I, we were almost being there all other time. They ain't try no stuff with him because it's like,
you
oh
have
no, that
to be.
family here all the time.
Yeah,
We
you
Because
come
have
in
that's
to be
another
present.
big
If you
part
see you
that
come
not
in at
coming in
nighttime. I
there,
come in on the daytime.
right.
A
Yeah.
Sunday like today, I would
different
have been up there
time,
bringing him dinner.
Right.
different
I
days.
was there.
Mm-hmm.
We always was around, so they ain't
Yeah.
trying to mess with us,
Yeah,
because
because a lot of times that's the people that really suffer. And sometimes I was saying this part to Inga, sometimes now it ain't necessarily just that people are trying to mistreat them, is that they understaffed rather, and you can't get around to everybody. And most people that really would suffer the most is the ones that don't have family members and people that's coming in on a regular checking on with them. Sometimes I could have 30 and 40 patients for my shift. And if 10 of y'all is ringing the bell at the same time, I can't get to all 10 of y'all, and it's just me. So I'll try to move as fast as I can. But a lot of times, unfortunately, somebody would be suffering unless they did have those family members that could be like, oh, just pass me this, or I'm going to help you with doing that, and, things of that nature. It ain't no joke.
it's not.
It's really not.
Josh wanted to let us know it too, that the family started an organization called Secure Our Seniors Safety to get more laws passed protecting the elderly. Yes, I did
Wow,
see that.
thanks for
I
telling
think
me.
at the end of the documentary they showed that.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that
that's very important.
Now, even though I know this is Texas, but I hope that whatever laws that get passed can trickle across the United States.
That's what I
that should be worldwide. Yeah,
it should be
it
worldwide.
needs to be every state. Absolutely.
Yes, and we definitely need it on the federal level. I agree with Carrie. Yeah,
and then we always have worry about like the patients being mistreated, not being taken care of, this, that, and the third. We would never think somebody would go in to unalive one of our loved ones. That's like
for some jewelry, and then you just hanging out in the clubs like, oh, yeah, he had no soul at all. Even the way he was just looking at them in the courtroom when they was talking, it was blank.
He kept denying. This is another thing we clearly see, and this even when they talked to the girlfriend, he had mental health issues. This guy's
either
not
psychopath or sociopath. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, he's all of it. He's all of that. He's definitely have that. He was so out of touch. Like he was not saying, oh well, if you're a serial killer, you off anyway. But I'm saying this, he was like dead. Like you could see it in his eyes.
Yeah, the eyes never lie. All of them have that same look in the eyes.
Yeah, most of them do. Yeah, and one thing I want to say about Josh to Josh, when your co-workers, when you and your co-workers started to grab this guy when he was coming through, and then you said the very next day you went and got married. Congratulations on your marriage, on your wedding, and all that, and hope that's very successful because and Josh got choked up in that documentary too, and because he said he felt he wish he could have done more to help but I think he did more.
I think he wasn't allowed to speak on some of it.
Yeah,
he did more than
he definitely did more than what the facility was doing
in a short amount of time.
In a short amount of time,
we put together and was like, hold a minute, that's that.
He was soulless, just like Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, he was. Like I agree.
They don't have a soul. They don't have a heart. They just existing and to do evil because you plotted and planned on all these people. And I think one person said for $5,000, I think they would have given him. I think they said 10. They would have given him something, not just to keep the mother alive. Like, yes, sir.
Right.
The jury. I mean, the jury probably. I mean, might not even been worth all that. I mean, even those people's wedding rings and stuff, but it probably wasn't like worth a whole bunch of money to take out somebody's life for.
A pawn shop not gonna give you what it's worth. I think it's one.
Exactly.
You don't get nowhere near what it's worth.
They said he was doing something with that too. Remember, they were saying that he was pretending that he was coming on behalf of his client, so he would go to one pawn shop and get the value, and then someplace else and try to get. I said, even still, it's just not worth it. And they had the ledger and the ledger of the receipts and him on videotape. I said, I just don't know how it took them so long to put it all together.
He was not going out of town. He was staying in the same town.
He was right there.
He didn't even leave. Like, I would have went out of state or something, or not out of state, but because I think you can't do it out of state. We'll go to the pawn shop. but you didn't even go towns and cities over. You stayed local.
Right.
Just to go to a
Same
club.
ones.
Yeah,
And
that was what was more bugged out to me, is that he really felt that comfortable and secure and really didn't give a damn that he was staying in the same area and just coming back, because they said it stopped for a minute and then it was
That's how
like
they
boom,
caught
right
him.
back again. Yeah.
I wonder
Because
about these
that one
facilities
lady,
that are still.
he had just took her out and went to the pawn shop right after, and that's when they caught.
Yeah.
That's how they caught him.
And literally was going to the neighbors' houses. It was like he just was hanging around. Like, oh
Yeah,
wow.
and then following them in the Walmart, that was, and and we knew the Walmart got security. They got the security in the parking lot, so so that was smart that they was able to go
Right.
through
They was
security, and
able to see that he left right
frame by
behind her.
frame, yeah. Because they found receipts in his car. This dude was stupid, leaving all the
He
evidence in the car.
was. He was.
It
It
was just
wasn't even like he was smart.
Lady's
That's why I
house
was like,
keys.
wow, he got away that long.
He got
Well, I
greedy.
think again because they were older and they were
Right.
just like,
Yeah, that was
he knew they weren't
definitely a
going to
big factor.
autopsy. He knew that they were going to write it off. He knew, so if it wasn't for
Yeah. That's why he
Josh and
targeted
then the one
them.
guy that took the picture of the plates, and it was one other person.
Yeah.
And these facilities that are still standing now, even though some of them said in the end of the doc that they got new owners. They don't know if I would want to put my mother or father in there.
Unless y'all getting
down.
security and cameras and all of that kind of stuff, in my opinion, y'all could just go ahead and close it up. Y'all shouldn't have nobody in there.
Yeah,
because how you gonna feel safe?
Yeah. I mean, if anybody still got their parents in these places, I don't know.
Godspeed.
Yeah, that's what I say too. Yeah, I don't even know. I'll be praying for them. Say that we don't have these incidents again. But I would think that now that everybody knows now, especially because it's a doc.
Yeah, because the thing about it is that this was not a big story either.
No, that's what one lady said.
No.
She said, "Why is it that we don't know this man's name in our mouth? Why we don't have to know this guy?" Wait a minute. Josh said, "Thank you for the kind words. He was a monster. I wish we stopped him completely. I dealt with shame and guilt for a long time, but God has provided me with peace and joy. Oh, I'm not the Josh."
Now you have I get you gonna feel things as a human, but you have nothing to feel shame and guilt about at all.
Is that
No, you did your part. You did your part.
God bless
and you kept going, because a lot of people would have got discouraged and wouldn't have gone any further. But for you to physically stop him and to continue to do the things that you did, like it was needed and it was appreciated. So
yeah, you did your part. You really did.
You did more than your part.
Absolutely.
Because you could have endangered your own self, your other co-workers. I mean, you didn't know if this man had he had a gun, but he didn't put I think it was empty gun, but still you didn't know anything about what this man was capable of, and anything could have happened. No, I think you did more than enough. And you did it, whether you probably would have done it, Josh, even if you didn't work at this place, because you seem like you just that kind of person. That's what we saying. And if we see somebody mess with somebody, a child or elderly person who was vulnerable, we would have been we wouldn't have been standing by. We wouldn't have been standing by, even not doing anything. And thank y'all. Thank y'all for that, but that whistleblower person, the lady who called the family member and say, "Hey, they got us read this script."
Right.
And she already knew that when the people called her, it sounded like a script too.
Yeah.
So Josh, you did more than enough. I mean, we thank you. We thank you. I mean, unfortunately, you couldn't. Well, no, you did save, even though you couldn't save those people's lives, but you saved other lives, because by you taking him down, you was able to stop it,
Exactly. Yeah, because a lot of the children felt, like you said, guilty, and was like, and then, the one lady that was writing all the letters and the emails and things like that and trying to put up stuff, she was like, I may not have been able to prevent my mom's, situation from happening, but at least I could have prevented anybody after her, like more people still happening, because y'all not paying attention and y'all don't want to hear what we saying? Like, oh goodness
Is that the
gracious.
same lady that tried? Because one of them tried to go to like a news station, but the news station didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was like,
Yeah, what was up with that?
not even
What was up with that?
It's like they don't want no
should have went
parts
to like
of
a
it.
CNN or something. They should have went to like a big local, a big national thing. I don't know, but I'm not even judging nothing.
I guess she figured it would be easier to do it on a local level.
What they could do within their means. They did everything they could within their means, and
absolutely.
He
was unstoppable for a moment. He had a
I think the DA did a good job. That guy who's the district attorney or whatever, prosecutor. I'm sorry, I think he did a good job, but that's why he felt bad that he couldn't charge all 22 of them. He said, "Look, we can only get the 2." And
yes, he went for what he knew that he was going to be able to get him on, because they didn't want him to walk away. That would have been even worse. No, they didn't want him to be able to walk away completely. They didn't want him to be able to get out.
Yeah. I was scared after the first time when I was at 1 year, and I was like, come on. So I was glad when they went back and it was able to get him on the two charges.
And why do y'all think that is? It's because it wasn't at the facilities, it was at these people's private homes. Because those two ladies didn't live in the facility. They had their own house.
So.
Yeah, and those are two just followed around the Walmart, I think.
Right.
You can see that he
wasn't the one the client, I think.
Yeah, one was a client.
Yeah, one was the client.
And the Chinese lady or the Asian lady was the one that he targeted at Walmart. Like he actually targeted.
Yeah. I felt bad for that the Asian the son and the granddaughter, because like the son, you could clearly he don't speak English well.
Yeah,
he couldn't get his words together. He said he was angry, but it's almost like he just numb. He didn't even know what to say, Yeah. And man, this gonna haunt them for the rest of their life, because they thinking that like the one lady who did survive, she was like 90, I think. That one lady survived. She said, "I've know that I'm prepared to die. They 80, 90 years old. They know they're going to go, but she said, but not that way. They just
exactly. You live to that age, come on, and then somebody to come and do something like that, like losing somebody you love hurts regardless. You don't want to lose them, it's a part of life, but then to go that way, nah.
Yeah, you always want it to be peaceful.
And I'm glad the person in the prison took him out. I mean, I don't feel no. You see, the family members was happy too. They got street justice.
Yeah, and I just hate how the justice system. Yeah, street justice. I just hate how the system works, because if you had 11 indictments, why couldn't we just give you? You already had 2. Why couldn't we, for the other 11, we couldn't just give you 11 life sentences back to back to back? You know what I'm saying? And just
right.
Yeah.
So that you was never gonna get out.
I feel like they should have just been able to pile it all on him. Yeah.
I mean, he was never going to get out anyway. If it doesn't, he still was going to die in prison one way or the other. But they should have. But those charges, it would have made the family feel better if those charges had been all on him. But to be dismissed, that's why they felt like they were dismissed. Their mother, their father was dismissed. Because that one man, it was one man that we know of. Because like I said, I think Tamika's right. There's others that we don't know. But that one man, Solomon something, his name was, his daughter said, my dad it was never no charges for her dad. And that's the one that had all the blood was all on the walls. Come on now, you gonna go say that's not a murder? They talking about he had blood, he took blood thinners. Come on, I don't believe that. I'm not a doctor.
They said something about blood thinners, because remember they said the lady in the house, like, oh, she must have got a nosebleed, and then she touched this, and she went back this way because she was having an aneurysm. I was like, that's a whole lot. This is not no
nosebleed. No, ain't no nose bleeding like that. That was
too much blood. It was splatter and just like
because she was having an aneurysm. I was like, you just don't even. I'm no medical professional, but I'm like, that's sounding very far fetched.
And all of the family, none of the family members bought that they died natural causes. Nobody believed it. Not one family member believed that. You know,
because that
it
first
was
lady that
outrageous.
focused on the way her mom was lined up, and then he did that with a couple of them, lined them. I'm
And
like,
all of
what
them
are
will
the
end up being the
odds you're gonna
same
get?
way. They all
Yeah.
end up being, most of them, majority of all of them was the same
like
way,
a
laying
straight line.
in a straight line.
Yep. He
Because
laid them
one lady
straight.
said her salad was still there,
Hold on,
or her
typically,
cup of tea was still there, her
yep,
eyeglasses
their
on the other side,
breakfast or
all
their
kinds of stuff
lunch.
that didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was a couple of them that said that they would be like when they found you know, whatever food or dessert. One lady had yogurt, she had her pill right next to it, so you could see they was about to sit and do whatever when he decided to come in and be a freaking monster that he is. And it's like, nah, why would that still be sitting there? And they just, you know, the glasses was bent this way and that way. Horrible.
Lens was over
Yeah.
here for one set of glasses. Like, how the lens get over there?
Right.
You know, like stuff didn't match. It didn't match for them to just be, for them to pass away peacefully. Why are her glasses bent? Why is the lens over here, the glasses
Twisted
over
up.
here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it was just crazy.
Now, see,
But I'm
that's
glad
a true
they
statement right here about these insurance policies. They probably do got insurance on each person, so this facility making money on these people probably dying too. So I don't know. I mean, just we are
That's
Oh, yeah, they ain't never gonna take a loss.
allegedly
It's
or
always
something.
gonna be a gain. That's why they didn't pay for security.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't have one security guard or something. I mean,
Right.
you know, I mean,
Well, the
at
door's not
Josh's
being
facility,
locked.
he was a
Crazy.
security, but I mean, some of them other ones had nothing.
Right. Yeah.
People was
Absolutely.
able to walk in. You and I could have just walked into a side door, a side window,
Exactly.
anything, and they had nothing locked. Everything was just open.
Right. Yeah,
No
because
camera.
even the
And then you not
facility that I
fixing those
worked out,
things.
even the facility that I worked out, it wasn't as high tech to me as this place. It's a nice place downtown Manhattan. But we definitely had security. You had that front desk where you had to sign in. It was cameras everywhere on all the floors. It was all the different apartments. And sometimes I was assigned to different apartments where, you know, I would go to those apartments for the ones that may have needed help with taking their medicine or, you know, bringing their groceries up and things of that nature. But other than that, they had their regular activities they did through the day. But if you came in there, you was gonna be signing in and you was gonna be on camera. Okay, we was gonna know your face and know what you saying you coming in there for.
Torian, right? They had a real open door policy. Real
Yeah,
open
absolutely. It was too
And that's the
open
crazy
door.
part, because that one was it on the fourth floor where it was all those women that were friends, and after the one pass and y'all didn't have no security cameras, you didn't stop to think, like, let me just make sure you already had the theft and you're trying to say it's the paramedics.
Better safe than
Even if it was the
sorry.
paramedics, like, where's the cameras?
Exactly.
After the phone, we would have made sure that they was working on that floor, but
they tried to blame it on the paramedics and they was you know, like,
and it would make more sense to me. Like, cover yourself. You don't want your facility to have a bad name, I would think, right?
Right.
So let me go ahead.
Or a law.
I'm sure people were taking their mothers and fathers out of that place so fast, probably, you know.
Because your reputation.
Right. I don't even know if they still standing.
Reputation and word of mouth.
They need all of them be closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they need to shut that down. I believe they are open, but they need to be shut down for real.
I bet you if we Google those names, them places probably still open, you know. So well, before we get up out of here, I just definitely want to once again tell Josh, thank you on behalf of all of us, from everybody who is watching this documentary. We're going to remember you because you did a wonderful job. You did what you could do. You're not the police. You're a citizen who just happened to been working at this place, and you was like, we're going to do something about this, you know. So we thank you and your other co-workers who helped you. We don't know their names, but we thank them too, you know, because I like that video when they showed them all gang up on that guy. I was like, yeah, get him.
Man, that's what
Yeah, I mean, this is sad. I mean, I'm telling you, because
and luckily that they were all okay, because something could have happened to them.
Something could have happened to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't even care about losing my dang old job. I'll get another job somewhere. I'll go work
Right.
for Walmart. I don't care. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna work somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't care about losing my job. But
Yeah,
we're
in a
not about to let this
situation
happen.
like that, that's what you gotta do. I'm sorry. I remember a lady when I was working in the shelter attacked a little girl. Man, the way I threw that lady across the room, I got some hope strength out of nowhere, and I damn sure didn't give a damn. We wasn't supposed to be doing that, but I didn't get in trouble for it. But I wouldn't have gave a damn if they would have said you fired, you gotta go. I said I'd have been like, okay, you can't
Yeah,
come up popping people damn kids out of nowhere. What's wrong with you?
yeah, right,
Mm-mm.
right. You don't mess with the children. You don't mess with the elderly people.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. God bless you. And yeah, and
Absolutely.
happy Father's Day to you if you're a father. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, this because this will affect everybody. I don't care what your race
Yeah.
is or where you live,
Absolutely.
what your financial status is, because everyone has a mama, everybody
That's
has a
right.
dad, a grandparent, and even if they're
Mm-hmm.
not alive
Mm-hmm.
anymore, but you got an aunt, an uncle,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who's elderly. Everyone knows
Yeah.
someone, a neighbor, somebody who's elderly. So this touches everybody, in some
Yeah.
shape, form, or fashion.
Yes.
So so Josh, we decided to, I'm glad you found us, but we decided
Yes.
to speak on
Yes.
it, we
Yeah.
do like talking about documentaries from time to time, and this just caught our eye, and it hit home to us. So um yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
Mhm.
um Man, I'm glad he's not here no more. So we ain't even got to spend no taxpayer money feeding this clown,
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
so
Right.
I'm glad he's gone. So it is what it is. Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
y'all. So what y'all got going on for the mall, the day tomorrow, the next couple of days? What's going on, Miss Carrie? What you got? Oh, wait a minute. What Josh says. Well,
Oh,
God bless y'all. Thank you again. You welcome, Josh.
God bless
You
Amen.
you.
welcome. You welcome. Mhm.
I got some reality TV. I did the Never Ever Met, and Summer House Martha's Vineyard, and those. I got to get my ultimatum South Africa. It will up sometime tonight, y'all. That's my last one. And then tomorrow, me and Inga and and Monique 69 Ways are doing Summer House Martha's Vineyard reunion. And keep your notifications on.
No. And Candy, what's going on with you?
So I do have a Minding Other Folks' Business posted that was dropped on Wednesday. I dropped our BET Plus presents The Deadly Getaway. Dropped that yesterday at 2. So please go check that out. And we did The Shy as well. We did what we did last night. Oh, Players Club last night. And today, Inga and I are doing Love and Marriage Huntsville along with Monique 69 Ways at 8 o'clock tonight. So please keep your notifications on and tap in for that. Join us in the chat. And then I have my enough recorded, but I didn't want to post it because I was like, I'm like, you know what? Let me go and delete all this stuff. And I'm gonna post it. I'll probably do it tomorrow because in recent events with J-Lo's ex, I was like, let me do enough because I noticed where she got her strength from to do that movie because she did a damn good job. And yeah, I'll post that tomorrow. My enough video.
Okay. All right, Tamika. I know you got a whole lot going on.
We about to be on at 6:05 all the way live for 110th Street Throwback Sunday movie. Tomorrow I'll be with the ladies for the Shy, and Wednesday Sisters is back, so I'll be talking about that, child. It's a hot mess.
Sisters don't never go off, do it. She like it stay on round and
listen.
round and round. As soon as it goes off and then it come right back, it's always on. It seems like it's on.
Give
Y'all
y'all like a 1 week break.
on. Right, it's a little break. You blink your eyes and it's back again.
Oh, okay. I gotta check out that Players Club. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, we was up there too long last night. We read it out mouth. About 2 hours. I was like,
Next weekend.
Oh yeah, Saturday, yes. And Tori, and I'm gonna send you the link so you could join me. Y'all know I do my what you should be watching, and telling y'all it's a lot of stuff coming out in June. We got to look forward to, and then
I don't
it'll be
know
self
how I'm
care
gonna
Saturday.
schedule all these things.
Yeah, it's about to be busy.
I gotta pick and choose. What am I gonna actually review, and what am I gonna just watch as entertainment? Because I can't review everything. So
right, yeah, definitely, it's gonna be a lot to choose from.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'm glad school is out. Oof.
It's school done now for the kids, or
This week is her last week. I said I'll be on my grind when school is out, so I can get these things done that I've been supposed to been doing, because I could not with little girl,
Because I know it's different every place with school. Some kids still in school through some part of June.
Yeah, good old South. My kids will be in there for another month. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I think some people don't get out to almost close to Father's Day time, something like that. Yeah. So
if we go back in August, though.
Okay. Yeah. So some people start early August. Some people start to begin to August. Some start to end going into September. So it's different everywhere. Well, yeah, I got a triple header tonight. So at 6:05, I'm with Tamika and Moochie. We doing she said across 110th Street. Then at 8:05, I'm with Candy and Monique Johnson, 69 Ways, and talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tomorrow, like Miss Kira said, I'm with her and Monique for the Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. And then at 9:15, I'm hosting the ladies for the Shy. And then what else? I'm sure I'll be with Moochie this week with the Mayor Kingstown.
We got to do 4 episodes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to cram in the rest of the couple episodes because we got a new season about to start. So we got
Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday.
Yes, we're gonna have to cram in on Wednesday. I'm gonna talk to Moochie. See, that's how we that's what we're gonna do. And see, that's Wednesday. And then I don't know. I might try to drop something else like a pre-record something through the week. But then Saturday, June 1st, the whole month of June, I'm celebrating Tupac Shakur. His birthday is on Father's Day, which is June 16th. And all through the month, I'm gonna be dropping Tupac stuff, so movies or whatever. So so the first one is gonna be Juice on June 1st, Saturday, June 1st. So
yes, and join me.
Oh yeah.
Say that again.
And I was gonna say, join me and the ladies. I said yes, and join me and the ladies. Saturday, June 1st for my birthday. For Saturday Sit with the ladies.
Yes. That's right. So it's like going on in June, and so I'm gonna do better. I haven't been great at making a schedule, and I've just been all over the place. But I'm gonna try to, at least for June, I'm gonna try to be more, more organized. So because there's gonna be a lot of things going on. So we will be running around these YouTube streets, and I'm gonna try my very best to stay out of trouble. Because the YouTube people watching me and Moochie. so we got to have our best to stay out of trouble. So but that's it, y'all. I think we are sick and tired of talking about that bozo. We glad he's gone. We don't want to talk about him no more. So that's why I had to get him off the screen. I got tired looking at his face. So, but it was a good documentary, but a sad situation. So, but I had a good time talking about it. And we thank Josh one more time for chiming in and give us some information. So we will definitely see y'all. I'll see you back in about another 30 minutes, 30, 35, 40 minutes, whatever it is. And so we'll be around all evening. What we got going on here? Wait a minute.
Question: where can I find the 110th Street? Where is that movie located? Where did you watch it?
I have on DVD, but what I'm saying, it's on Tamika. Where streaming it was on? What streaming platform was on?
I'll Google it. I'll look at it. I thought you
she might have stepped
look it up for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to try to look at it.
Yeah.
Even when you feel low, you can
all
still
right,
go.
y'all.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no
all
hope,
right, y'all.
go.
And make sure everybody do the same. Subscribe, like, share, Thank y'all for coming too. We love y'all. Until next time.